More than 100 ships from China's maritime militia lined up in the South China Sea. These images released by Philippines Coast Guard show dozens of ships grouped together, crowding a reef held by the Philippines. Manila says it's alarmed by the presence of these ships, but Beijing says there's nothing to see here.
中方渔船在该海域作业必封、合理合法，非方不应该说三道四。
For the past few months, the Philippines and China have gone back and forth over disputes in these waters. The South China Sea is rich in natural resources, and more than a third of global trade passes through it, making the sea very valuable to whoever controls it. Beijing says that all of the sea belongs to China, and it tries to prevent neighboring countries like the Philippines from defending their own claims. Recently, Beijing has stepped up efforts to prevent Manila from resupplying this ship, the Sierra Madre, on the Second Thomas Shoal. It's the wreck of a World War II ship the Philippines intentionally beached there in 1999. It's an outpost guarded by a small group of Marines.
The Philippines has a permanent presence there. The Chinese, however, have been making ever assertive attempts to blockade the shoal and deprive the Philippine soldiers there of necessities, and they want to drive them out.
China has been looking to fortify and reaffirm its so-called nine-dash-line claim, a claim that was rejected by a court of arbitration in 2016 and having no legal basis. Despite this, Beijing has created several artificial islands and continues to develop them into fully operational military bases, not only equipped with missiles, but functional runways for military aircraft. Analysts say that the latest show of force involving the dozens of ships is just the latest attempt by Beijing to assert its claims.
Their main purpose is to act as something of a floating marker of Chinese sovereignty. And so oftentimes, they don't have to build a new artificial island. They can just have this row of ships that just lets everyone know that China belongs here.
That's why the Philippines has been looking to its allies and partners for help to manage the increased aggression from China, conducting joint Coast Guard patrols with the US and Japan, and trying to integrate more with other militaries to enforce its own claims.
Joint patrol with the US and then demonstrates that the Philippines is being successful in building its network of allies and partners that are willing to go out to sea with them. And so that now that when China looks at the Philippines, it doesn't just see a small country that it can push around, but it sees a small, well-connected country that has friends.
But as Beijing continues to ramp up the number of ships it sends out as maritime militia, it's yet to be seen if the Philippines and its allies will be able to prevent Beijing from enforcing de facto control of the South China Sea. Eason, Chen, and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.